astrologer. I live right here in the city. Yes! I'm going to talk to you a little bit about natal charts and how you can use them to kind of tap into your potential and really play to your strengths, and how you can watch out for your weaknesses. Now I'm not going to be doing individual readings because it takes like 2 hours to do a full chart, and like we'd be here for literally 2 days if I did everybody's. But we're going to talk a little bit about it. So this is a really basic chart. It's something you could start out with. As you can see, there's the sun, the moon, Mercury. So basically with astrology, do people know what their sign is? Yeah? What are you? You're really excited.
I'm a Libra.
You're a Libra too. When's your birthday?
October 2nd.
Oh, yay! On September 27th. Do you know anything else about your chart?
I do.
So basically, everybody knows their sun sign for the most part, unless like I feel like the people that don't know are the people who are like, oh, astrology is fake, and blatantly make it a point to never know because they just don't want to. So your sun sign, you kind of think of it as like the foundation for a house. It's the biggest part of who you are, but it's not everything. You know, you still have your decorations, your wallpaper, all that type of stuff. So kind of everything else that's here shows so many more aspects of your personality. You have your moon, which is kind of like your inner self and your emotions, your Mercury, which is how you communicate, and your Venus, which is how you love and how you relate to your possessions. You can use all these things to really understand how to work with yourself. And really, like I said, play to your strengths. I'm going to show you a more difficult chart. I just didn't want you to get intimidated right off the bat. This is the easiest to read. It's Cafe Astrology. If you're just slightly curious and kind of like, oh, I want to know what my placements are, like you could do that. If you fall deeper down the rabbit hole, you can look at what is called a wheel chart. This is a little bit harder to read, right?
Wow.
So, yeah, because there's houses. So, your planetary position, your planetary sign, it shows how you express certain energies and how they are within you. And then you have these little parts, which are houses, that show how you manifest them in your world. So, like, my sun is in the first house, so I'm kind of really into myself. My Venus is there too, so, like, I think I'm pretty great. But, yeah. So astrology is just a really cool tool that you can use to really get to know yourself a little better. It's something you can use to like get to know your partner a little better too. You can even do astrology for specific dates or events. I don't do quite as much of that. I do more natal-based astrology, the astrology of you. Sometimes it's called like personality astrology. So it's really interesting. Yeah, like I said, it's a little funky, it's a little intimidating. It has all these lines that show how planets kind of talk to each other. That's what this little graph is for. The blue bits are easy arrangements. Like, they kind of play off of each other and help each other energetically. And the red ones are a little bit more difficult. They're squares or oppositions, stuff like that. So, I'm just trying to spread astrology through the Philadelphia area and really talk to people about it. Yeah. Are there any questions?
Tons.
Yeah, go.
You go, Green.
You go first. I have so many questions.
Okay. Would you give me an example of a practical application of this chart?
Okay, yeah, totally. So right here, you can see how I have my Mars right here. Mars is in my 9th house of higher education, learning, travel. Your Mars shows how you express like intense energies. It's your more animalistic, aggressive, things like that. So with my Mars being in the 9th house, I really thrive in higher learning situations. With it being in Gemini, I don't really have any issues talking about things or talking about my issues. Because Geminis are known to be pretty chatty, and it kind of shows me an area that would be best in focusing my energies. Even with not being in university, I'm always learning, I'm always teaching myself new things in school and stuff like that, and that's kind of a part of it. Like, I was in high school, then I got a massage degree, then like, I got my psych degree, now I'm really diving into astrology. It's just I'm a constant learner because of that placement. I'll never be settled with like, oh yeah, like I'm good. I don't need to learn anything new.
Mm-hmm.
So
is this sort of like affirmation of your instinct? Because you would be doing that anyway?
It can be affirmation of your instinct. It can help you if you have areas you struggle with. Like before I got into my astrology, like honestly, I have a little bit of like emotional constipation. I struggle with like expressing them and really letting people in and know what I'm thinking. That's because I have this moon here in Capricorn, which the moon doesn't like being in Capricorn.
Which part is the moon? Like the literal crescent? Okay.
That's right there.
Yeah.
It gets a little grumpy when it's there. You have a hard time expressing and talking about emotions and letting people know how you feel. And learning that has really kind of helped me step away from myself and be like, hey, this is unhealthy behavior. You need to step beyond yourself and beyond what your natural instincts are and like share with your partner like why you're upset. And like it kind of helps you figure out ways to overcome obstacles you may have just by knowing about them and understanding like, oh, that's why I am the way I am.
Mm-hmm.
So this might sound kind of like very like bare level like ignorant because like I don't know too much about like the in-depth astrology stuff. So you have like your sun and then you have one moon, multiple moons.
You have the moon around the sun.
So
like,
you have one moon.
One moon.
So everybody
Yeah.
has a sun and a moon, and what other things? What are the other things?
I
that
can
you-
totally go more in depth with that if people are interested. Let me go back to this chart just because it's a little easier to see. So you have your sun, like I said, that's kind of the baseline for your personality. It's,
So like everybody has all those things. Like they all have the Saturns and the Jupiters. And all
yeah,
Oh.
it's every planet in the sky was at a point when you were born.
Well, what about Pluto? It's like
Pluto
that's kind of
is
a
still
exception
a
here.
planet in astrology.
Oh, it's
still
still.
considered a heavy hitter.
That's so funny.
When you get deeper into astrology, there's like asteroids and stuff. Like,
What?
if you see Lilith, that's actually an asteroid. I don't work too much with Lilith. I think that is such a secondary thing. Like, I move on to Lilith when it's like, I really don't understand why you are the way you are. Like, that's kind of when you delve into asteroids, because they can kind of come in and like muck stuff up, but like they're not always super relevant. It depends on the person. But yeah, you have your sun. Like I said, that's like the foundation. It's the boss of your personality. The moon is your inner world, how you think. It's your emotions. It's how you process them. It's all that stuff. And like I said, mine is in Capricorn, which is a really sucky spot. Capricorn and Scorpio are the most difficult placements to have your moon in. You have to do a lot of work to overcome your desire to be like, oh, I don't want to show you how I'm feeling. That's gross. Mercury is how you communicate. A lot of times in today's modern world, Mercury is the first sign we meet in a person because Mercury rules over like emails and stuff. And when you're directly communicating through an email, you're kind of showing your Mercury because it shows how you communicate, how you think, how you process thoughts, how you learn, all sorts of stuff like that. You have your Venus. Venus is how you are in love, and it's how you relate to your possessions too. So like, I have a Venus where like I'm not a gushy person. My Venus is in Virgo. I more show love by like, oh, you're having a rough day. I know it's technically your night to do the dishes, but I did them for you. I'm never gonna send you like flowers and chocolate, but like if there's a shirt you really want to wear tomorrow and I know you want to wear it, I'll make sure it's clean. So like that's kind of like what it's like. And then you have like, if your Virgo was in Leo, which is more extravagant, they're the people who are gonna be like, flowers, chocolate, candy. Oh my God, I love you. I'm so in love with love. It's so great. Oh my God. Mars, I have a very uncouth way of putting it, like how to describe Mars. So I hope nobody is offended, but it's basically how you fight. It rules aggressions. It rules just energy, like raw, like I'm doing it type energy. Mars also, Venus is like the romantic side of relationships. Mars is like pure sexuality. There's no romance to it. Then you have Jupiter, which is your planet of luck and expansion. Jupiter is very slow moving, so it'll stay in a sign for like a year. We're getting, all these planets are really slow moving. With Pluto will stay in the same sign for 14 to 30 years. depending on like what's going on in space. So like these three are called your generational planets. They don't affect you directly as much as they affect how you and your generation is going to shape things up, how they're going to change the world, like what their mark is going to be. You see it with Pluto and Scorpio, with the Me Too movement. That was started by a lot of people who have Pluto and Scorpio. Call out culture. It's just, we don't want to take your shit anymore. You know, it's very like calling out the BS. Yeah.
I have more questions.
Go for it.
I don't know if you're done. I don't know if you're done with this, but it's like something that's kind of in a different.
Yeah, totally.
I'm like, I don't know how much time we have, but I have so many questions. So like the history of how like people started studying astrology, right? Like, what is there like a theory on like why they think that it like happens?
There's a lot of theories. I don't really dabble much in historical astrology. Something Babylonians, something ancient Greeks.
But like, why does it happen? Like, why is it if like the stars are in a certain thing that you're gonna have this
personality quirk?
A lot of it is very, you kind of have to just blindly believe, which I know a lot of people have a very hard time with. I like to liken it to the moons control the tides, right?
Magnets.
And you're like, what, people are 70 to 90% water or something crazy like that. So basically, just, you know, they have effect on things that we don't know how they do it. So, yeah, there's no real, I can't give you like, this is the science or anything like that.
In more of a, I'm a Gemini, so I'm just going to make a comment without a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
But to that point, one of the things I enjoy about it is that when I read like my horoscope, it forces me to kind of like check and do sort of like an internal check. Is like, is that right? Is that how I am feeling today? So even when it doesn't feel like it matches up, it still like forces you to have a conversation with yourself to see if things are one.
Even if like I'm gonna go to the totally other side of the spectrum from where I'm at, I'm gonna be like, astrology is totally bunk. Like there's nothing, like it's not right. It's lame, it doesn't mean anything. It still makes you examine stuff. It makes you think about yourself. Do I do this? Like you were saying. Why do I do this? Is that a part of me? Is it something that I actually do that I try? For the longest time, I'm a Libra. I combated my indecisiveness so hard. I was like, I'm not indecisive. I can totally make decisions. But then if you go out to eat with me, you're sitting for like 20 minutes while I look at the menu because I'm like, I'm stuck between like 4 things, but it might be 5. Okay, no, I don't want that, but oh man, I didn't see, I don't know. I'm super indecisive. Like, so it's kind of something that you come to terms with a little bit too. It just helps. It's like, oh, that's why I'm the way I am. And then it helps you work at it. Okay. What's up?
So, most of my chart is the same sign. Does that mean the planets were aligned when I was born?
Do you mind if I come look?
Yeah.
And do you mind if I turn your computer so the room can see? Some people are very...
Sure.
Some people don't like people knowing. That's why I use my chart. It's not because I'm a little self-absorbed. It's not because I'm totally self-absorbed. I would just never put anybody's stuff in that way. Woo! Oh, holy stellium. That's very rare. Just so you know. But yeah, that just shows that all these planets were in Sagittarius when you were born.
Very extra.
It just means that you have a lot of Sagittarius energy.
Also, happy birthday.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do they say about Sagittarius people?
Sagittarius people are very optimistic. They're very like enthusiastic about life. Like they want to do all the things. They're the people who wander less than zodiac. They really like travel. They really like all sorts of different stuff. They bring the party. Like they're really
Kareen.
fun to go out with.
They bring the party.
They can be a bit reckless. Sometimes people are Sagittarius can be very like, I'm just going to do the thing now and figure out the rest later because it'll be fine. Because I'm optimistic.
Just try to see if it lines up with your zodiac.
So since we're getting to around 50 minutes, I don't want to give people permission. If you've got to get back to work, get back to work. Joe, would you say, really quickly, if people are interested in learning more and talking to you more in depth, how can we find you and get in touch?
Cards.
Good.
Yes. Yeah, also there's
All right, so I'm just going to call it. That's show and tell. If you have more questions for Joe, and if you want to spend a little more time here, you are more than welcome to chill here at Indy with us. If you have more questions, you want to talk to her, she's going to hang with us for a little while longer. But give her a round of applause. And I will be